On behalf of the national leadership of Tuskegee Airmen, Inc., and the men and the women of the Central Region, I thank you for joining us here this evening. And I sincerely thank the Ohio Memorial Chapter for giving me the opportunity once again to share this evening with you. As you looked at your programs, you'll notice that our esteemed National President, Brigadier General Retired Leon Johnson, was scheduled to be your primary keynote speaker this evening. And he sends his sincere regrets for not being able to join you this evening, and states that this is the first time in his almost 4-year tenure as our national president that he has not been able to attend an event. But as many of you have seen on the news and experienced, this early winter ice storm has clobbered North Texas and most of the country. And he actually lives in the Dallas Irving area and is currently iced in. So he gives his regrets. As you know, over the last couple of days, there have been about 800 flights that have been canceled, 4,000 people that have been stranded in airports, and he definitely tried to rebook. We were on the phone with each other most of the night, and he was still trying to get here until sometime early this morning and just could not make it. So that being said, we drew straws around noon, and you got me, okay? No, actually, he's asked me as your Central Region President to deliver tonight's comments. And ladies and gentlemen, you picked a auspicious date in which to have this event. This is the 72nd anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor, if you're a history enthusiast. Officially, the act or incident that got America into World War II. And that war gave us the American heroes that we now refer to as our documented original Tuskegee Airmen. And I'd like to give them another round of applause, if you will. In addition, we gather here in the vicinity of another historic site, once known as Lockbourne Army Air Base, and the last operational home of the 332nd Fighter Group and Composite Wing, when it ceased its operations on July 1st, 1949, after Harry Truman signed Executive Order 9981 on July 26, 1948, and ended segregation in the United States Armed Services, and led basically to the society that you see today. So this is definitely an auspicious time and location, and we thank you once again for coming out this evening. But my comments for tonight go in a different direction slightly. Instead of going back into history, we're looking at the future. And our chapter president here just gave you an idea of what this chapter is involved in getting to that future. And ladies and gentlemen, Tuskegee Airmen Incorporated, as its entire organization of 56 chapters nationwide, is an organization that is about that change. And part of that change is known by one word, and that word is transition. Our legacy members, our documented original Tuskegee Airmen, we know will not be with us forever, unfortunately. We wish that was not true, but it's something that we must accept. And that's a legacy that we must take the responsibility for. And that responsibility comes in the terms of our transition. And the transition deals with the nature and the goals of our organization going forward. And we know we must continue to work to preserve the heritage and the rich legacy that these airmen have left for us. But at the same time, we must re-energize our own efforts to reach out to our youth with emphasis on the importance of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, what's basically known as STEM. One of the Ohio Memorial Chapter members is a Civil Air Patrol Major General, Charles Carr. And he'll be reaching out to the national president. They've been speaking, and he'll definitely come on board with helping the local chapter here to work even closer toward honoring our donors in that youth engagement. The Ohio Memorial Chapter is commended for your own youth programs and where you stand with those now. And we'd like to say that you're uniquely positioned to take the lead with TAI in establishing a new initiative that can be a model for all of our chapters, all 55 other chapters. And once again, Ohio, the Lockbourne, the legacy here will help lead us toward that. In particular, not enough of our young men and women are being educated or inspired about the interest in science, technology, engineering, and math. The education of American junior high schools in particular seems to be a black hole that is sapping the interests of young people, particularly our young women, when it comes to these types of sciences. What's the importance of STEM, you may ask? Well, the National Science Foundation states that in the 21st century, scientific and technology and innovations of that type will become increasingly important as we face the benefits and the challenges of globalization. To succeed with this new information-based and highly technical society, students need to develop their capabilities in STEM in levels much beyond what was considered acceptable in the past. We, ladies and gentlemen, are becoming a dying breed. We need to energize, we need to inspire, we need to educate that next generation. In order for Tuskegee Airmen and its chapters to help do just that, just as the Ohio Memorial Chapter is already engaging and fostering that type of interest and inspiration, we need your help in another component of our organization's transition. That part of our transition deals with membership. As we talk with individuals and groups, most are normally amazed when they're told that anyone can become a member of Tuskegee Airmen Inc. They think that membership is restricted to those who are black, to those who are military, to those who are only original airmen and their families, individuals that are strictly in some type of federal service. Will everyone here tonight who is not a member of Tuskegee Airmen Inc. raise your hand? Go ahead. I like to say here tonight the fact that you're actually here. I tell you to put your hands down, did I? I caught that. That's okay. Okay. But I'd say that the fact that you're here tonight supporting this event says that you have an interest in the interest of this organization. And I'd hope that each and every one of you join this organization here with the Ohio Memorial Chapter. Sure. But on to the true emphasis and the spotlight of this evening. I'm extremely honored to join you in congratulating our award winners, or better yet, correction on that, not our award winners, but our award recipients. You see, because winners receive their gifts by chance. Recipients receive what they receive or what they get because they earn and deserve it. And I think you'll all agree with me that our recipients, by their actions, by their achievements, by their deeds, by their grades and their dedication to education, are most deserving of the awards and having their stories told. So give them another round of applause. I'd also like to commend, especially the fact that we saw we had family members here tonight representing our recipients. I'd also like to commend the families of our recipients because, as you all know, no house stands without a foundation. So give them applause as well. Some stories of trial and stress, of struggle and glory, of encouragement and success take years. In some cases, they take decades and even lifetimes to finally be told. And still many await any type of acknowledgement. The story of the Tuskegee Airmen took 50 years to first be noticed and truly heard. And then took basically almost 70 years before it even made it to the big screen. And these gentlemen and ladies' story still has relevance today and lessons for us to learn. I ask our award recipients to stay their course. And I ask you as members of the community to help them in doing so and pass that message on to them. To ask them to continue their proud journeys. For it's not always the bright lights of fame that shine the brightest. But sometimes it's just those embers of hope, your sparks of sacrifice and endurance, and your fire of determination that will instill inspiration and hope in others, and normally will burn the longest and matter the most. I want to thank you all for your support for this event and its host chapter, and to all that share in the dedicated efforts to preserve the legacy of the Tuskegee experience and the inspiration and the encouragement of our youth today and from this day forward. And I'd like to just close by saying my comments by saying thank you for understanding our national president's unexpected absence. He does give his regrets. And thank you for your continued support of our chapters nationwide and the events such as this. because together we can continue to build on the successes of the past, highlight those great role models we have of today, and develop an even stronger workforce for tomorrow. Thank you.